Dude, what's up with people arguing for their limitations? I came back to Arkansas. My sister got married yesterday. And something I've noticed since being back here is, and this is not just since being back here, this is just people in general. People in general whose lives objectively kind of suck. They want to argue with me. They want to argue with people, especially on the internet, and be like, hey bro, like I've got a solid blueprint for success, and I know how to have a great relationship, and I know how to get all the things that I want in life, and I know how to be a great parent or whatever. And then you start talking to them and they're like, well, my life sucks. I hate my job. I don't really have a great relationship. I don't even know how to communicate with this person. I don't have the money that I want. I don't have the success that I want. But then you start talking to them and they follow up with statements that are yeah, but statements. And I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I'm going to make another video. But it's like, you're like, hey man, well, you could do this, this, and this. And they're like, yeah, but, and then they proceed to argue for their limitations. Like, why is it that we think, oh, I'm born, I'm an adult, and because I'm an adult, I somehow know the best way to be in the world? I mean, how many of us came from parents that didn't know how to have successful relationships, and their parents didn't know how to have successful relationships? They didn't know how to have intimacy. They didn't know how to do these things. I mean, like, none of us have known how to do a lot of stuff in our life, and yet we've had to learn. And for whatever reason, there's so many people out there that are going to sit here and argue and be like, yeah, man, I've got a job that I hate and whatever, but don't worry, I know how to be successful. Don't worry, I know how to live the life that I love. And I'm like, you hate your life. Like, you are dissatisfied in your life. That is the definition of not liking your life. So what's up with that? Why do people do this? I'm just thinking about it because it's this repeating pattern. And when you talk to people enough and you start paying attention to patterns, you start to notice that these things are common. They're just commonalities with people in general. And it doesn't make sense. Like, it's literally confusing to me. Because for me, I'm like, dude, I had to admit that I didn't have a successful blueprint. I had to admit I didn't know what was going on in my life. I had to admit, man, like, sure, I love my parents. I have a great relationship with my parents at this point, but there's a lot of shit that they don't know. And there's a lot of stuff that they either couldn't teach me, or they taught me a lot of stuff that did not help me out and did not help me become the man that I'm proud of. And I don't understand why that's so hard for people to admit. Like, it's okay. That doesn't mean that you had bad parents. That doesn't mean that you are somehow insufficient as a person. That just means that there's an opportunity for you to get better, for you to improve. At least for me, that's how I look at it. I'm going down this tangent because I just don't understand why it's so difficult for people to admit that they may not have the best strategies in life, and that they could just simply go out and adopt some strategies from some other people who have figured some things out. People who have the things that they have, who are being the people. That is like the most important thing. Like, who is that person being? It's not, oh, well, this person has a Lamborghini, so I'm going to do what they do, because there's plenty of people that own Lamborghinis or yachts or whatever, and they're freaking miserable. But who are they being? Like, are they genuinely satisfied in life? I don't think for men it's a great thing to orient towards happiness, because I see a lot of men that are like, oh man, I just want to be happy. And I'm like, satisfaction is a far better orientation, at least for me. But you can go out and you can see like who genuinely has a degree of this in their life. And that doesn't mean that they have a perfect life. That just means that they can at least be fucking honest about their life. They can at least be like, yeah, bro, like, I'm imperfect. Yeah, I don't have everything that I want or the depth of relationships that I want, but I'm working on it. I'm getting better. I'm doing better every single day. If somebody can't be honest, I mean, that's like the bedrock of growth. All progress starts with the truth. Whoever said that? So anyways, guys, this was a little bit long. Wasn't really meaning to make it, but I wanted to share this thing Stop arguing for your limitations. Stop arguing for leading a small life. Stop assuming that you have the best blueprint and start being open to learning. And when somebody says, hey, I'm going to introduce you to something new that can expand your reality, that can provide structures that you can scale, that you can systematize, that you can adopt, and offers perhaps ways of being that you haven't been introduced to before, why not just give yourself permission to entertain those things and be able to level your life up? It's okay. I mean, would it be okay if your life could just get so good you didn't even know how to handle it? Ask yourself that.